Alrighty, welcome everybody once again. I am your host for this evening, Rowdy Rooster, the Rowdy One, the official voice of the United States All-Star Racing League 360 Sprint Cars. As tonight we come to you from Cedar Lake and I19 Speedway. And tonight the big question is, will anybody have anything for Herbie? Herbie went 2 for 2 last week at Lima Land and Sugar Bush. Hot on his trail, though, was Uzi, and one of those races, it was Uzi, I believe, and Stroker Ace. Right now, Herbie has a comfortable points lead at 215 points. Uzi with 155. Gravel Fan with 145. Stroker Ace with 140. So the big question tonight will be, will anybody have anything for Herbie? Will it be Uzi, Gravel, Ace? Will somebody else come from the back of the pack and grab that? Or will we have a domestic beatdown as Kerry decides to stomp all over Herbie? Kerry had an awesome race in the late models as she won Lima Land in the late models, and I'm proud to say with this beast that you're seeing on the screen right now, I was able to take Sugar Bush and take the points lead. Right now, as we are getting ready, we've got about 8 minutes before we go into the races. I'd like to take a minute to thank my sponsors, Speedfire Engines and Northside Sports Bar and Grill, Billy's Motorsports, Volume Metals, and of course all of our contingency sponsors that help us out. So tonight, as we're at Cedar Lake and I-19 Speedway, we've got two completely different tracks than what we've had. These tracks offer a high side, a low side, a middle groove. There should be a lot of passing. I actually hopped on here with my 360 Sprint car, and we'll go ahead and we'll go to that. And these tracks have a lot of passing opportunities. Should be able to see some pretty good racing tonight here in the United States All-Star Racing League. And there's my 360 Sprint, and I'm going to go ahead and announce it right now. Herbie goes 2 for 2 tonight. I just have to take the tarp off of this bad boy and maybe show him how Texas and Baxterville's run next week. We got to have somebody else get up there and start racing them. And I tell you what, I've done some pretty good laps, but we are not here to talk about me by any means. Hopefully everybody's been enjoying these broadcasts. It's a lot of fun. If anybody wants to hop in here with me and do this with me, you're more than welcome to do it. Just taking a look at this, I know, last week I was looking at the late model up close, and Dirt Track Jesus and I were talking about how good a job everything was done on this game, and man, I'm looking at this 360 Sprint. They did an awesome job on these two. The torsion bars, everything is just tip top. They did a really good job. So we've got ourselves a little bit yet before we get invited into the racing. It's 7:54 Central Time. Just waiting for somebody to maybe get in here with me, and if you want to cast with me, I'm all for it. Send a message here if anybody wants to do this with me. So not a whole lot to talk about right now. I mean, we pretty much got the gist of it. It's early in the season. One thing we can go ahead and talk about is what every single race fan in the planet is talking about. And that is Bubba Wallace, or as I call him, Bill Wallace. Because that is his real name. His real name is actually William Wallace. www.jackass. And his actions. Me personally, I'm hoping he gets suspended for the rest of the season. To do what he did, puts people's lives in danger like that. being a big old baby because he got ran up high. You know, to hook somebody in the right rear, that's taking the gloves off. Then he hooked him in the right rear, went all the way down the track to hook somebody in the right rear, took out his Toyota teammate, who's actually in the playoffs because he can actually drive, unlike Bill Wallace. Put Larson driver's side first into the wall. And with everything that's been going on this year, the last thing you want to do is wreck somebody on purpose. And then went and physically attacked him. Which, good thing Larson has a head on him. I mean, let's be honest here. Bubba probably would have whooped his ass, but still. Larson didn't do anything back. Bill was just a complete idiot. Just my take on the whole thing. Because we're still waiting. I got a few more minutes here. Hopefully somebody will want to come in the booth and sit in here with me. Makes it a lot better. So if you're watching right now, hopefully I'm going to put on questions or comments. I probably should have waited a little bit to get on here, but oh well. As you're on a blue screen right now, but let's audio sharing, broadcast settings. Got your blue screen going right now, I know, but okay. Now we'll be able to see if anybody tries to contact us. Got one person watching in here. Sorry, it's being so boring right now. Like I said, I should have waited a couple minutes to get in here, but that's okay. Anybody, like I said, if anybody wants to jump in here with me, send me a party invite. Let me know on the chat, and I'll get you in here. 2 people in here is better than 1. Tonight, like I said, though, again, tonight should be a good night of racing. Especially I-19. That's one I'm pretty excited about. That track just has a lot of passing. Cedar Lake does too. But I-19, I think that's the one where we're going to have a lot of the passing that goes on. Should make for an exciting race. Take a look at the street stock here. Street stock's where most of us started at that are in the real racing world. Owned 1 or 2 in my day. Did a real good job on these things. First I didn't like driving these things, but over time started to like them a lot. A lot of fun to drive. A lot of wide open throttle with these things. They're probably actually one of the hardest ones to learn how to race, to be honest with you. And then we're going to do a little throwback action right here to the man himself, the channel lock guy. As soon as the car comes up, did the best I could to throw back here in a little Sammy Swindell action right there for you. Did the best I could on there. Tried to do a Kevin Gobrick, who was killed at I-80 Speedway quite a few years ago. And no matter how much I messed around with it, I just could not get it. So there's that. What else we got here? We can get some late model. Like I said, I'm still waiting. It's 8 o'clock right now. Hopefully Herbie sends me that invite here pretty soon, so that way when they are going into the race, go ahead and jump in there and watch them. The World of Outlaw super late model here. I'm kind of a dork. I like designing these things. It's a lot of fun. You zoom in close, look at all that particular attention to detail that they did on these things. It's a phenomenal job. Ah. So still waiting on the invites here from Herbie. They should be in qualifying right now. And as soon as they get done with qualifying, we'll go ahead and we'll jump on in there and see some racing from Cedar Lake. Then after that, we'll go to I19 Speedway. Everybody that's racing tonight should be marked safe from from Bill Wallace. Nobody should be getting hooked in the right rear and put in the fence and then assaulted tonight. Anyway. Still checking the message board, see if anybody wants to jump in here with me tonight. If anybody wants to, you're more than welcome to jump on in here tonight with me and do some broadcasting. Be more than happy to have somebody come in here with me and do some broadcasting. You know, one thing I think would be pretty cool if they did is, with this game, is when you're in the garage here looking at your car, like in the background you had all your other cars. Like have your two sprint cars back there, or two of the sprint cars back there, maybe the World of Outlaw sprint car back there, the other late model, and I think that'd just be really cool. Just have all the cars sitting in here, or just have them all sitting back there in that corner, or maybe one right there, and then the other one's back there. Just be cool for some background texture, you know, something to look at. Ricky Bobby says, "Am trying." Does that mean you're trying to join me there, Ricky Bobby? So far, I've not gotten one single invite into the race. Hopefully, Herb did not forget about me. There we see, there we got the invite. And I believe they are qualifying, and we will go in there and watch them do some qualifying and get some action up there on the screen. So listening to me ramble, I'm not good at all the rambling stuff. Alright, let's go ahead and take this invite and get on in there and see some qualifying action. We'll see where everybody's racing at, see if everybody's choosing the high line, the low line, sprint cars. You can go about any line. They're tricky. They are tricky. No doubt about that. We go into Cedar Lake Speedway here from New Richmond, Wisconsin. Such a fun track to drive. Very fast. Very fast track. Keep it down the low side. Keep it down in that nitty gritty. It's fast. You can run middle. It's fast there too. We'll just take a look at these guys. Again, this ain't the race. This is just qualifying here. And we'll see how many people we have. There we see Herbie. He's out front right now. On the wall. That ain't good. Looks like that's probably Joe. Yep. Joe P. Race Fan. Joe and I had a pretty good race there last week at Sugar Bush. D. Well, I don't know if I can say that. Oh my gosh! And we got a big, big wreck, but we got a lot of cars. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. A lot of cars in here tonight as we got somebody slide jobbing in there. Oh, Buddha. He went ahead and just threw it on in there with not caring about anybody, but it's alright. It's qualifying. Hopefully Buddha gets that out of his system right now. As we got some other cars back here. We also have Alpha Wolves. We got CG Kinzer. We have Carrie, who did a very great job in the late models. And oh my gosh, hopefully everybody's getting this out of their systems right now. Old Kid, somebody who I had a chance to run with a couple weeks ago or a week ago or so. Pretty good guy. Jay Payne, the number 15 black and blue sprint car, 360 sprint. Lil Grizz catching the tires all the way up to the top, and he's gonna go ahead and roll it. Stroker Ace, one of my picks for the win tonight. I think Stroker Ace could probably pull something off tonight. Gravel Fan Ricky Bobby. So we got quite a few guys that are pulling double duty. I would like to pull the whole double duty thing, but that's just 2 nights a week. It's a little relentless. So I'm going to go ahead and call it. I'm going to call Stroker Ace to win at least one race tonight. As we watch Stroker Race right now. It looks like qualifying is probably done. As you see, they're slowing down on the track. And we'll get out of this screen. We'll go in there and we'll see who got the pole. See where everybody's starting tonight. Hopefully a lot of these guys got that dive bombing out of their system. So it's looking like, hold on, let me get it here. Herbie Lovebug with the pole. Joe P. Race Fan. He'll be outside pole. We're going to come down here. It looks like D's, you know what, got third. Stroker Ace, my pick, will be sitting outside row 2 for the start. That's your first 2 rows right there. Watch out for Gravel Fan. Gravel Fan, he's no slouch. He might pull out something. Jay Payne, watch for him to come from the back of the pack. Maybe he'll pull something off too tonight. We got to get out of here. We'll leave lobby, ask for another invite, and then we'll go into the race. But like I said, stroke race. My pick for tonight. Just need to send a message here to Herbie. So just waiting for the confirmation to go ahead and get in there. So qualifying looked a little rough. Looked like a couple of those guys maybe need to learn to let off just a little bit going those corners. One thing you got to remember about this game is once you go into the corners in these tracks, run about half throttle down there. I shouldn't be probably giving away some secrets. Get ready to go in these corners, bump your throttle, run about half throttle through about quarter to half of the corner, and then get back on it. Number one, it's gonna prevent you from sliding up the track, getting into somebody, ruin somebody else's day. Nobody wants that. Look at that, 3.5 pages. Woo! Gotta love it. No sense in ruining somebody else's day because you want to try to win it on the first lap. So, if anybody that's racing, listening to this, take it easy. Just survive. You just take it easy and make it to the end without hitting anybody, and just keep a good, decent pace. You're gonna get yourself a top 7, top 6. And that's gonna be a good point tonight. So with that being said, let's jump on in here. I've gotten the confirmation. We are good to go. We are joining here once again from Cedar Lake Speedway, Wisconsin. We get in there. I'm guessing Herbie's probably going to be out front. I'm going to be looking for Stroker Ace to be making his way to the front. I don't think I saw Uzi when we were going through all the cars. Uzi was putting on one heck of a show last week. Made a couple little mistakes, which we all do it. It ended up costing him some. Here we go. So Herbie out front as they go through turns 1 and 2. He is pursued by Joe P. Race Fan as they work their way through turns 3 and 4. Joe run. Oh, it looks like we got trouble in the back of the pack as we in turns 3 and 4. Try to pick up who that was. That was Buddha. Like Buddha having himself some issues early on in the race. As we go back to the restart, as they work their way through turns 3 and 4, they're waiting for the confirmation of that green flag. Once that green flag drops, watch Herbie to the low side and see if Joe P. Race Fan tries to duck underneath. And he will, and there, ooh, some contact there. We got contact. I can hear it all over the place. I don't know if that's a caution. I think nope, they are not under caution. As we see Kerry right now, passed in 2, 3. Oh, yep, they were under caution. As Herbie is caught way in the back, or no, back to the second row. With Joe P. Race Fan up front as they get the green flag, they dive down into turn 1. Joe P. very close to those tires as he exits turn 2 into the wall. Oh man, Herbie Lovebug, and then who's the pink car? Hold on a second here. We'll get, that's D's, up. As he's gonna drop some spots, and we've got cars really diving in back there. Hopefully they settle down. You hook those tires and you are gonna go for a ride. So we got Joe P. Race Fan and look like Herbie up here battling for the lead. Looks like Herbie's going to try to take the high side here, try to dive, bomb it down low as Herbie takes the lead as it enters turns 1 and 2. Pursued by Joe P. Race Fan, and we got cars going 3 wide back there, and Joe P. making contact with Herbie going into turn 3. They head down the front stretch. It's going to be Herbie trying to pursue Joe P. Race Fan now as we got cars you can see in the background there. Just playing some demo derby it looks like. So Joe P. going into turn 1. Herbie's going to try to slide job a little bit there. He's going to go in a little too hard, hit the wall. That's okay. He's still right there. They're really using that cushion up And the nice thing about this game is as you use that cushion will come into play. And Herbie and Joe P making major contact as they head into turn 3. Herbie stuck on the wall. He's going to lose a lot of ground right there. Joe P now with about a 10-car lead as Herbie tries to go down to the inside along those tires. Going to lose a lot of ground right there. Herbie needs to stay up in that cushion, as comfortable as that may seem. He needs to stay up in that cushion as close to that wall as he can, and that's how he's going to make ground. Unfortunately, though, Joe P right now is really running that cushion good. It looks like Herbie may be making up a little bit of ground. We're going to go ahead and go through the pack while we have not quite so much action. Stroker Ace, my pick, as he's running the high line right there in a battle with, I think that's CG Kinzer. It looks like a Kinzer car. That's who I'm going to go with. That is. Good job on that remake there. I'm trying to see exactly what place they're in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is the battle for 5th right now. And oh, that Kinzer car. I got to get to him. Oh, that's Oozly. I'm sorry. That's Oozly. Oozly and Stroker Ace. Okay, so Uzi is in this race. So Uzi and Stroker Ace right now going at it right now, trying to get that 5th place. Here we see Gravel Fan, another guy who I've had the pleasure of racing with. He's going at it with Old Kid. Looks like they're about middle pack right now. Gravel Fan trying to get underneath Old Kid. Oh! And it looks like Gravel Fan just got a little tight right there going through 3 and 4. Here we have Alpha Wolves kind of towards the back here, but who knows? With these races, anything can happen. And going through this field, people that qualified, some of them that qualified towards the front are kind of towards the back right now, and some of them that qualified towards the back up towards the front. As we see, Herbie has caught Joe P. Race Fan as they go flying down the front stretch, getting ready to enter turns 1 and 2, and they are both really running that cushion hard. And we're about to have a battle as Herbie goes underneath, pulls a slide jaw on Joe P, gets a spot. Joe P doing a great over-under right there, getting the lead back from Herbie. Herbie once again underneath as they go flying down the backstretch. Herbie's going to have that low side, pulls the slide job on Joe P, and Joe P with the over-under as they go flying down the front stretch into turns 1 and 2. This is going to be an over-under. Right now, I have counted 10 lead changes. And Joe P, oh, man, I knew that was going to be close. And this is going to be a lot of lead changes right here with the way that they're running. And Herbie misses opportunity for that over-under, but he's going to pull underneath Joe P right now as they head down the front stretch into turns 1 and 2. And if this keeps up right now, it looks like Herbie may run away with it. But Herbie keeps going to that low side. He needs to stay up high. That's how we caught him. That's what he needs to stay running. If you catch somebody running a certain line, stay with it. It is so tempting to run down there towards the bottom once you get the lead. But Joe P into the wall, and that's going to enable Herbie to get a comfortable lead. I have no idea how many laps are left in this. But right now, Herbie running into lap traffic as now Joe P is going to, Joe P Race Fan is going to try to make his way back, and he's going to run that high side. I don't know if the race is done or if that's just a caution, but I think the race may be done. Such a fast track here. So if that is the win, that makes 3 in a row for Herbie. And I think that may be the race, folks. They go so fast, especially with these 360 sprints. And I'm saying, yes, that is the win. So Herbie Lovebug with the win. Joe P Race Fan second. It's like D's third. Stroker Race looks like he got 4th. I think that's where Stroker started. So pretty good race up there towards the front. I think I counted 14 or 15 lead changes with those over-unders. So congratulations, Herbie Lovebug, on getting his 3rd straight win in the 360 sprints here in the United States All-Star Racing League. We'll look and see who got fastest lap there. I'm going to guess either Stroker or Herbie, and it was Herbie. Second was Stroker Ace. So we'll have to see if Herbie has his mic working tonight when we interview him. So congratulations, Herbie, on getting that win there at Circle Lake, and we'll get out of this screen so that way they can do their qualifying. Joe P with the second place runner-up, and tell you what, those guys put on one heck of a show. Like I said, I think I counted about 14 or 15 over-unders. I thought Joe P. race fan probably had that locked up, and Herbie came out of nowhere, caught him. There were some over-unders, and Joe P. got into the wall, and that enabled Herbie to go ahead and get away with that win. No time at all for Joe P. Might have to up the lap times on these races. Maybe make them just a little bit longer. But all in all, Herbie and Kerry, they do an awesome job here. So that's their thing. So again, congratulations, Herbie Lovebug, getting the win at Circle Lake as we're getting ready to head into I19 Speedway. That's one I'm really excited about. I think there's going to be a lot of passing there too. If you thought that was good there from Circle Lake, I think I-19 is going to be even better yet. A lot more passing opportunities, over-unders, a lot easier there. I think we're going to have a really good race. Getting ready to go into their qualifying. I'm sure they're taking a minute or two. Anybody that needs to use the restroom, you use the restroom. And like I said earlier when I was rambling on, Herbie wins this one at I-19. I might have to take the cover off of my 360 sprint and get in there next week. Maybe I can do a little something, or maybe I'll get my butt kicked. I don't know. Maybe I'll finish dead last. But we need somebody in there. Give Herbie a run for his money, just like Joe P. Race Fan did tonight. That was a pretty good race. That was good. Joe P. needs to be pretty proud of that run that he just ran against Herbie there. Herbie's 3 for 3 so far in these 360 sprints, and Joe gave him one heck of a race there. So there's our invite. Just got to wait for the confirmation to jump in there. As long as he gives me the code word under Messenger, we'll jump in there, and we will be ready to watch them do some qualifying. This race will probably go really quick too, unless there's a lot of cautions. I think this track's a little bit tighter, if I remember right. I'm pretty sure I know the track, but this track's a lot tighter. Going to be a lot of dive bombs here. Hopefully, people keep those dive bombs and those slide jobs clean. Make for some really, really good racing here tonight at I-19 Speedway. There's our confirmation. We'll get in here and see how their qualifying is doing. We're just going to go through and see how everybody's racing, qualifying, see the lines everybody's picking. Again, a very fun racetrack this one is. Lights Out 04, who I'm trying to get in here to the late models. Him and I had some awesome racing yesterday morning, and this was one of the tracks. So I'm pretty confident that we'll have some good racing here. See, yep, very tight track. Oh man, there go 4 wide during qualifying. Herbie working that bottom, and I can tell just by watching him exactly what he's doing. You go down in that corner, you get down where it's darker brown there. That's moisture down there, and iRacing did a very, very good job at where there's moisture. You're going to get more grip. So if you're in the race and you're listening to this, you want to run either down there towards the bottom where it gets a darker brown, or up there towards the top. Half throttle it and then really power off. And that is where you're going to get your speeding. As you see Stroker Race right now, he's actually holding off Herbie. Stroker is due for a win. He is definitely due. He is one of the top drivers here in the league. One of the guys who helps out with the league too, so we thank him for that. But I really see Stroker getting himself a couple, 2-3 wins this season. Right now, he's staying a good pace in front of Herbie, who is our #1 driver with these sprint cars right now. Thing about this track, once you get the lead, it is very difficult to take the lead from somebody because you have that top and you have that bottom. But Herbie, wow, Herbie threw that in there hard. Wow. But Herbie being one of those guys that knows how to drive very well, he can actually throw it in there, get close to you, and you don't have to worry about him hitting you. Maybe a little rubbing's racing, nothing wrong with that. But you saw Herbie throw it in there, and that's what we can see. Herbie was back there just a little ways, like he was back there maybe 2-3 tenths, and he was able to close it up to 1/10. Catching somebody, passing somebody. Two completely different things. So as soon as everybody gets the checkered flag here for qualifying, heads on into the pits, gets ready for their A feature main event here at I19 Speedway. We'll see who got the pole. We'll announce our first 2 rows. Back out for a second and then get back in here, and this race will not take long, I guarantee you that. Alright, so it looked like sitting on the pole is going to be Herbie Lovebug. Second place is going to be Joe P. Race Fan. Third place, Stroker Ace. And outside row 2 is going to be Ricky Bobby for Burt. There we go. So good run, Ricky Bobby. We'll see him up there. So it looks like it's going to be a stacked 2 rows starting out front. Now, it doesn't mean that you're only going to see those guys up there. We get a caution, you can have somebody start in the back of the pack, slowly working their way, keeping themselves in that tacky stuff. Just be patient. That's the main thing. Let the race come to you. Don't worry about racing those other cars. Just worry about racing the track. Let it come to you, and you'll be good to go. So we'll just give it a minute here, wait for our confirmation to go ahead and jump on in there. We're getting our invites right now. And hopefully Herbie does have his microphone fixed. Last week, pulled off 2 wins, and we tried to interview him. Unfortunately, because of technical difficulties, we were not able to hear him. Tried working a little bit earlier this week, or last week, to try to get that figured out. Hopefully, it's all figured out, so we can get him interviewed. Again, just waiting for our confirmation letter. Looks like it's coming through right now. Maybe. And there it is. And we will jump in for the final race of the night at I19 Speedway. As you get the old blue screen there. And here we go, jumping into I-19 Speedway for the final race of the Monday night Dirt Car 360 Sprint Cars here in the United States All-Star Racing League on the PlayStation Network. Excuse me. I have a feeling it's probably going to be Herbie up front. Oh, did they already get a caution? Or they already got a caution as Herbie's going to take the lead. There we go. Joe P. Race Fan going to be looking underneath Herbie as, oh, we got cars really smashing the wall back there. Actually looks like old kids lagging back there. So, oh, and Joe P. hard into Herbie coming out of turn 2 as they come down the front stretch here. Oops. Joe P. Race Fan, and we got Stroker Ace slowly trying to make his way up. Ricky Bobby for Burke slowly making his way the opposite direction that he wants. But Joe P. Race Fan, and are we under caution? I can't. Yep, we were under caution. Okay. So Herbie Lovebug back to 6. We're going to have Joe P. Race Fan trying to make our way to the front. And Carrie, we got Carrie up to 2nd. She's going to try to make her way around Joe P. Race Fan. And we have D's up here trying to make his way, making it 3 wide. We need to get a better camera angle here. There we go. As D's really running that low line, trying to make his way around Carey there in the number 99. We got cars really hitting hard back there. They just need to settle down, take it easy going through these corners. And we got Stroker making his way up to the front. We got a crash coming out of turn 2. Oh, this is chaos, and I'm going to say that's a caution right there. As we got cars all over the track. I'm trying to stay up with this as much as I can. This is very difficult to do. And it looks like Herbie's way stuck kind of back there a little bit. Trying to make my way to the pole. There we go. It's Little Grizz to you coming out of nowhere taking the lead. And that's what he needs to do, is take it easy, stay down low, stay in that rough stuff. Makes it very difficult. If you could try to make this one constant circle, that is by far the fastest way around. Just keep it down there towards the middle. Or in that brown stuff as Carrie, she's going to make her way. Oh, this is so hard. They need to come up with a better system here. There we go. Carrie underneath, and she's going to take the lead from Grizz. Grizz slipping back to 3rd. We're going to stick right here. I think that's D's leading it. And here comes Grizz. He's trying to make his way back on the low side. Oh, yep, that's D's, as D's gets hit hard by Carrie. Carrie, she's one of the better drivers, one of the more patient drivers, but it looks like right now patients are wearing thin as D's. Whew. So we got D's, Grizz, and looks like Uzi coming up here. He's going to take 3rd from Carrie as D's stays in the lead, working that low side, but Grizz is really trying to work that low side too. Looks like he's probably going to make a pass here within the next couple laps. There cannot be that many laps left as laps get knocked out very fast. Now I'm looking back behind. Looks like about 6th, 7th, 8th. Very hard race back there. Looks like a lot of contact back there. As Grizz will make a pass for the lead. D's underneath with a slide job. Grizz into D's as they come through 1 and 2, flying down the back stretch. They're both trying to work that low side. One of them's gonna have to start working that high side here pretty soon. Not something you want to hear, but something that's got to happen sometimes. As now you see D's. Sorry. This is why I need another person. It's Grizz with a. That was a bit of an impact there. And I see Carrie. She's starting to make her way back up towards the front here in 3rd. She's going to make her way down low as Grizz hits a tire. Forces him back to 3rd. Carrie and D's up to the front now as they work the low line. And D's is doing exactly what he needs to do. Making this track one big circle. Keeping it down low. But Carrie, she's trying to do the same exact thing. And if Carrie works her way just a little bit higher, she could probably get that momentum. But it's very hard to do. Especially when you got somebody right behind you. And the race has been a lot of contact. Just to be nice. See Grizz working his way down low, but right now it is definitely D's who is in control, and we are going to go through the pack just a little bit, try to get a couple people some TV time here. There's CG Kinzer. Just try to get everybody a little bit of TV time here. Best thing to do for everybody. Joe P. Race Fan, Stroker Ace. It's looking like Stroker may not get that win. As we see D's, he has a pretty healthy lead. Ooh, and a little bit of a lag there. But you see 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. You see all of them. They've pretty well. I'd say they're pretty much running a line. I'm trying to get to that battle here that I just seen. Here we go. There's a little Grizz trying to battle with like Herbie and Uzi there. They're trying to battle for that third spot. Down low, more contact. And there goes Uzi. He's going to slip on by. But we got Herbie here. I believe he's in third. Yes, he's in third as we're looking forward now. Race has got to be getting very close to being done. And we're about to have a husband and wife battle here for this second spot. Oh no, and Herbie into the tire. That's going to cost him a lot of time. As you see, he lost himself a couple of spots there on that exchange. Ooh, that Ricky Bobby who qualified up there in the fourth spot having some problems. He finds a tire. Carrie's still up here in the second spot, trying to make her way to the lead. But Dees is he's got himself that comfortable lead. Change the camera here. Instead, still trying to get everybody in here. Give everybody the chance. Old kid here. Ooh, old kid with some hard contact there. Could definitely be frustrations, though. And it looks like that will be the race. Man, these are hard to do all alone. And if anybody wants to do these with me, they are more than welcome to come in here and do these on Monday nights. So, yep, that looks like that is the race. With D's picking up the win. And Herbie Lovebug picking up the win for that first race. Send a message to Herbie. Let him know what's going on here. Let him know that I'm going to jump in the party over there with them to do the interviews. So we will get Herbie Lovebug and we will get these hopefully here in just a moment. Let things kind of settle down that party, because I was watching that and it looked like there might be a couple people might be doing some cussing over there, and there was some pretty hard hits in that party. But you get that much power, that small of a track, that many cars, that's what's going to happen. So you get the blue screen here. I'm going to head on over to that party here. As you get the blue screen. There is still 12 people in there. We're going to go ahead and jump into this party, folks. I can't guarantee you if there is or is not going to be some hurt feelings going on. If there is, we're about to hear all about it. As Herbie is sending me a message. Here we go. Okay. As we jump into the party now. As we jump into the party now. Wow. What a night of racing here in the United States All-Star Racing League. Some bumping, some under-overs. 14 lead changes in the first race. Herbie Lovebug, how did you pull it off to be the last person with the over-under at Circle Lake? Yeah, once we got in there with you guys, I think I counted 14 over-unders between you and Joe P. That was entertaining as it gets. Were you nervous at all about getting that win? Yeah, we were watching you, and I don't think I saw you guys. There was no major contact. Nobody got really stuffed in the wall. There was one where there was a little bit, but that's expected. Joe P was not on my pick to actually run up front for the win. I actually picked stroke race. But with Joe P being such a clean racer, as I found out last week, is Joe P going to maybe be your number one contender for wins this year? Is Joe in here? No, I don't think he is. Okay. Joe, can you hear us, Joe? Joe, what a race there at Circle Lake. I was just talking to Herbie. You guys had 14 lead changes. How did you guys put on that good of a show without wrecking each other? Because that was amazing. Was it disappointing, or were you just happy to have a good, clean race and get some points tonight? Yeah. Well, you guys were both running that high side, and then once Herbie went down low, I was like, oh, man, here we go again. But looked like you got in the wall just a little bit there, but got to thank Herbie and Joe P for putting on a great race there. Thanks, guys, for that awesome race. Yeah. Yeah, it looks like you got in the wall, and Joe got away with about a 10 car length lead, and then you guys just reversed it. So that wall was a punisher tonight. It was good racing. And speaking of good racing, the winner at I19, D's. Are you in here, D's? I was watching that race. I couldn't tell who was who. There was so many people going to the front to the back. Where did you start in that, and how did you make your way to the front? Yeah, it looks like you did what I like to do at that track. You just made that track one big circle, and it looked like Carrie was going to give you one heck of a run for the money. Were you getting nervous when Carrie was behind you? Because Carrie, she knows how to hook and book on that low line too. And was there any? So, any advice for the guys running late models? Because that track is so tight, and the late models being twice as big. Any advice for us late model guys come Wednesday night? Yeah, lot of traction down low, a lot of traction up high, and you made it great, man. I appreciate the great racing, Carrie. You put on one heck of a show. I thought you were going to get it there. Did you think you had it there for a little bit, Carrie? Well, you look like you had the lead there for a little bit, and I was going for you, girl. I was like, come on, give. Yep. Oh, I remember. I remember. You beat me. We're still working on the bugs and on this broadcasting, but I tell you what, that was some great racing. There was some bumping and banging. Yeah. Yep, no problem. Hey, it's fun. Hopefully I could get somebody in here with me. Doing it alone, whew, it's a lot, especially with all the action going on. There was a lot going on. I-19, that was insane. Looked like a lot of fun. If We are going to jump out of this party right now and do our closing thoughts. But thanks everybody for the great racing tonight. Congratulations, Dees and Herbie. Okay, as we blue screen again. All right, so that'll do it for our Monday night 360 sprint cars. Let me go ahead and pull up the schedule here, as I will let you know where we are at when it comes next week. So next week we will be at Texas and Baxterville. Be sure to join Wednesday night as the Pro Late models will take on Cedar Lake at I19 Speedway. And I will try to get my second win of the season, as will Carrie. She'll try to get her second win of the season. And it should be some good racing. It's always this is a great league. If you're able to race with these guys and this gal, strongly recommend it. Good bunch of people here, a great league. Probably one of the best league and one of the fastest leagues I've ever been in. So until we meet again next Monday, make sure you take care of each other and don't be a Bubba Wallace. Y'all have yourselves a good night.